welcome to the Thursday's edition of Newswatch on ISU TV. I'm Zach Williamson.
And I'm Coley Bergren. Here are tonight's top stories.
Iowa State announced today that their current Senior Vice President for University Affairs will resign. Kate Gregory has held the role since May 2016, and the change will come in effect November 22nd. The position oversees a variety of programs such as business services, environmental health and safety, and public health.
GOP nominee in Alabama for a U.S. Senate seat has been asked to step aside if sexual allegations are true. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and other Republicans say the accuser, Roy Moore, should step down. Senator John McCain tweeted about the matter, saying, "The allegations against Roy Moore are deeply disturbing and disqualifying. He should immediately step aside and allow the people of Alabama to elect a candidate they can be proud of."
The sentence for an Ames man found guilty of having sexual relationships with a student has been delayed. About a month ago, a jury found former North Polk High School teacher Kevin Jacob Muellenthaler guilty of 3 counts of sexual exploitation by a school employee. 4 sexual encounters were reported to police, 2 at Muellenthaler's residence, 1 at his friend's house, and another at an Ames hotel. His sentencing is now scheduled for January 4th, 2018.
Minneapolis elected 2 transgender city council members. Andrea Jenkins and Felipe Cunningham are the first transgender people to be put on a city council in Minnesota.
Pour yourself a glass of tap water and celebrate. Ames is being recognized for having the best tasting water in the state of Iowa. The city of Ames won the award after a blind tasting event held in Council Bluffs. It was the first competition for the city of Ames since they started their new water treatment plant operation. Ames Water will now advance to the national competition held in Las Vegas in the summer of 2018.
In the last few weeks, sexual assault survivors have come forth about attacks from Hollywood moguls such as Harvey Weinstein, Charlie Sheen, Ed Westwick, and more. Comedian Louis C.K. is the latest celebrity in the spotlight for the crime. Unfortunately, this is not the first time there's been a talk of C.K. and his inappropriate actions in the press.
The weekly student government meeting was held at 7 p.m. in the Campanile Room at the Memorial Union on Wednesday, November 8th. This session was filled with information and decisions affecting Iowa State student lives. First to speak was Natalie Pellegrino and Cody Smith, who informed the student body government of the proposed changes to the steps the Office of Equal Opportunities currently has for sexual assaults here on campus. The speakers went through steps 1 through 10 of the proposed changes to this process.
Change is that the Dean of Students' office will now decide whether this violation has occurred or not.
After this, the government members were free to ask questions. Next was the short open forum, where students brought up issues such as taxation on Iowa State working graduate students paying tax on their free tuition.
That pay for tuition will have to pay taxes on that.
And a statement from Kelly Cox about the ISU marching band recent recognition for the Sudler Trophy.
The Sudler Trophy, bringing an immense amount of prestige and pride to Iowa State University.
Then the student government was closed off for over an hour to only members of the Senate for a closed chamber debate about the removal of a senator. After the debate was a representative from the Funding Black Graduate Student Association who spoke and discussed her request for further funding. Another point made tonight was the discussion of whether or not to create collaborative office hours for student government Senate members, in which many had no opinion on. That's all for tonight. I'm Natalie Jones, signing off.
Mariah Carey's ex-security guard is claiming she sexually harassed him. Michael Arnello, head of Anello Security and Consulting, said Carey wore revealing clothing and performed sexual acts by him. Carey has not yet commented on the allegation.
Puerto Rico is suffering another major power outage just after areas had finally seen a restoration of electricity. The blackout first occurred after Hurricane Maria swept through the island. Now, a transmission line failure has left thousands of Puerto Rican residents without power once again. The Puerto Rico Electric Power Authority confirmed that as of Thursday afternoon, the island was only at 18% power generation, compared to 43% in the early morning. Authorities say they are expecting that service may be restored starting tonight.
Coming up after the break, we're going to talk about Twitter and Tinder.
Stay tuned, you're watching Newswatch.
Welcome back to Newswatch. I'm Coley Bergren. Twitter has temporarily suspended the blue check verifications. Twitter released a statement saying their system for verifying accounts is broken. The company is now reconsidering how it hands out the infamous blue check.
The matchmaking app Tinder is soaring thanks to their new premium membership plan. According to the owners of Tinder, Match Group, the new Tinder Gold plan has increased sales by 19% from just last year. Tinder Gold is a $10 monthly subscription that lets customers see who they've matched with as soon as they open the app. Tinder added a record 476,000 paying members just last quarter. Now 2.5 million customers pay for Tinder as they look to find their Mrs. or Mr. Perfect.
Hidden treasures are around every corner here in Ames, including a little fashion boutique called Portobello Road on Welch Avenue. Natasha Novak has more.
Welch Avenue is known for a lot of things, such as food and bars, but Portobello Road is bringing a little bit of style to Ames. Portobello Road is a local boutique that is owned by an Iowa State graduate.
I think a lot about what I wanted when I was an Iowa State student. And if not what I wanted to gift or what I could afford to gift. So I tried to take into consideration a lot of that, but also at the same time I try to think about things that you can't even find in Des Moines.
The store has a lot of unique pieces that appeal to the Ames community.
They have a lot of different clothes there, just like cute on-trend kind of clothes that you can't really find at the mall or like other places in Ames.
Talia chooses and creates many items inside of her store.
I've always had a little bit of a weird eye, so when pulling items, I just kind of trust my heart and my eye and say, well, I don't know, do you think it's different enough? Does it spark your interest? My favorite part at the end of the day is when everyone has come through and found something they're really excited about.
With ISU TV, I'm Natasha Novak, reporting with Courtney Dust.
2 Greek chapters have been sanctioned by the Office of Student Conduct on October 27th. The allegations include misuse of alcoholic beverages, controlled substances, public disorder, group violence, mass disturbance, endangerment, and theft or damage to property. In return, they have deferred their suspension through May 6, 2018. Conduct probation, however, will begin May 6 and continue on through October 28, 2018. The chapters will be on social host probation as well through August 20th, 2018. The chapter also has restitution for damages in the amount of $1,444.55.
Cry for Help takes an intimate look at the efforts of high schools to identify adolescents at risk for mental illness along with the difficult transition into college. Holly Slesselman has more.
The Student Union Board Multicultural Awareness Group screened the documentary Cry for Help at 7 p.m. on November 7th. The document takes an intimate look at the efforts of high schools to identify adolescents at risk for mental illness along with the difficult transition to college. After the screening, audience members were able to ask questions to a group of panelists. Panelists include Director of Student Wellness Mark Robarth, Student Representative from National Alliance on Mental Illness Michaela Price, Student Representative from Suicide Awareness Club Austin Gerber, Representative from To Write Love on Her Arms Elizabeth Woods, Deputy Chief Carrie Jacobs, and OFC Jessica Spada from the Iowa State Police Department. Co-Director of Multicultural Awareness for SUB, Ricardo Gomez, has some more for this.
College students, because it really helps with the transition for freshmen, people who get out of high school, people know people and they like kind of separate into different colleges, and it's just a tough transition for people just to get at with like new classes, new schedules, new people to meet, and it's just hard to like meet new people and how people are being like how they're noticed, and sometimes it can lead on to like things that like such as depression, anxiety, and all that stuff that people don't really talk about.
On-campus counseling is also available through the Teelan Student Health Center or through student counseling services in the Student Services Building. For ISU TV, I'm Holly Slesselman.
An Iowa State University center has received a $1 million federal cooperative agreement to enhance preparedness for future outbreaks of highly pathogenic avian influenza, such as the 2015 crisis that forced U.S. egg and poultry producers to eliminate millions of birds. The cooperative agreement between the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service and the Center for Food Security and Public Health at the ISU College of Veterinary Medicine will allow researchers to analyze the 2015 outbreak and formulate new policies based on lessons learned. Iowa State football returns to Jack Trice Stadium this weekend. Coming up after the break, we'll tell you what to expect for the weather during the game and what to expect from the team as well. Stay tuned. You're watching Newswatch.
Welcome back to Newswatch. I'm meteorology student Hannah Messier. Tonight it is cold and it is going to be cloudy. Tomorrow it's going to stay cold, the high temperature being in the low 30s, and it'll also be cloudy tomorrow. This weekend we also have some rain showers in our forecast. Right now it's 24 degrees in Des Moines, 18 in Sioux Falls, 24 in Rapid City, and even colder in Minneapolis at 15 degrees. We don't have storms on our radar this evening. Clouds move in as we get closer to 8 o'clock tonight until right now we are overcast here in Ames. Right now we are in the 20s. Ames is at 22 degrees Fahrenheit, Des Moines 24, 19 in Carroll, and 23 in Sioux City. The winds make it feel colder though. 8 miles per hour in Fort Dodge, 9 miles per hour in Ames, and 16 miles per hour in Mason City. Bring the temperatures down almost by 10 degrees. 12 degrees Fahrenheit in Ames, 9 in Carroll, 14 in Sioux City, and 13 in Creston. So it is not a night you want to leave your heat off. Tomorrow it'll be 30 degrees in West Union, 31 in Olean, and 31 degrees in Waverly. 36 in Ottumwa, 35 in Iowa City, and 35 in Washington. Very similar in the southwest, 36 in Creston, 36 in Winterset, and 36 in Atlantic. Then up in the northwest, we have 31 degrees in Sioux Rapids, 31 in Spencer, and 29 in Okoboji, so you will definitely need your winter coats tomorrow. Friday morning, we're going to have clear skies, which will make it colder because the less clouds you have mean that it will be colder. Then as we head into the rest of your Friday, we have some clouds move in until Saturday night. We're going to have overcast skies with overcast in Carroll and Fort Dodge too. As we head into Saturday morning, the clouds thicken so that we're going to have a cloudy weekend. Tonight, 16 degrees Fahrenheit will be your low. Winds coming out of the north at 7 to 10 miles per hour, and it will be a bit cloudy tonight. Tomorrow, the clouds will slowly increase as the day goes on. The high will be 33 degrees, and it will be windy, so it probably will feel less than 33 degrees. Southeast at 6 to 14 miles per hour. Looking at your week, it'll be 33 degrees on Friday. Saturday, again, we have those chances for showers and thunder showers. Sunday, we have more chances for showers, 33. It slowly warms up as we head into next week, though, with highs in the mid-50s. So there does seem to be a reprieve in your forecast for next week, and we'll have more for you on Newswatch after the break.
I'm Ben Olson, and here's the latest in your sports news. The Iowa State volleyball team rebounded from a disappointing last match by sweeping West Virginia in Morgantown 3-0. The only other team to sweep West Virginia at home this season is the #1 team in the nation. The Cyclones won all 3 sets handily, thanks to 10 kills each from Alexis Conway and Samara West. Iowa State's next match will be a critical Big 12 brawl. The Cyclones host the 3rd-ranked Texas Longhorns at Hilton Coliseum on Saturday. First serve will be at 5 p.m. Another Ball family member was in the news this week, but for the wrong reasons. LeAngelo Ball, younger brother of rookie sensation Lonzo Ball, was arrested in China along with teammates Jalen Hill and Cody Riley. The 3 UCLA freshmen are accused of stealing a pair of sunglasses from a Louis Vuitton store. UCLA is in China for their season-opening game against Georgia Tech, played in the Mercedes-Benz Arena, Shanghai. Ball, Hill, and Riley will not play in the opener and are on suspension until the legal issue is resolved. The Cyclone football team will be competing in perhaps their most critical game of the season this Saturday. Iowa State will be welcoming the 15th-ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys to Ames. This will be the second battle of top 25 teams at Jack Trice Stadium this season. Iowa State's 20 seniors will be honored before the game and are hoping to get back in the win column by going out on top. The Cowboys are also looking for a bounce-back win after losing to their in-state rival last week. The game will kick off at 11 a.m. and should be a shootout from start to finish. The Iowa State men's and women's cross-country teams are competing for another big win this weekend. After both claiming Big 12 championships 2 weeks ago, the men and women will be competing on their home course for the Midwest Regional title. 35 teams will be traveling to Ames to compete against the Cyclones. The 20th-ranked men's cross-country team is looking for back-to-back NCAA championship appearances for the first time since 2009. Meanwhile, the 14th-ranked women's cross-country team is looking to make it 9 straight appearances at the NCAA championships. The women's 6K will begin at 10:45 a.m. on Friday, followed by the men's 10K at 11:45. Iowa State senior Joel Lanning has been named as one of 4 finalists for the Paul Hornung Award. The Hornung Award is given annually to the most versatile player in college football. Lanning, a 2-time captain, has already played over 700 snaps of offense, defense, and special teams for the Cyclones, with at least 4 more games to play. Lanning's remarkable season has put him on the watch list for numerous awards, including the Heisman. He will be competing for the Hornung Award against other big-time names Saquon Barkley, Dante Pettis, and Nyheim Hines. The winner of the Paul Hornung Award will be announced on December 6th. Both the men's and women's basketball teams are preparing for their season openers this Friday. The women's team will be tipping off Hilton Magic when they host South Dakota. Coach Fennelly is looking for his 23rd consecutive season opening win. That game will start at noon. The men's team is traveling to Columbia, Missouri to scrap with old rival Missouri and #1 overall recruit Michael Porter Jr. The ball will be tipped at 8 p.m. and the game can be seen on the SEC network. That's all I have for your sports. Stay tuned for more Newswatch after the break.
Welcome back to Newswatch. I'm Zach Williamson. A Florida woman was charged with a DUI, not on her vehicle or bicycle, but on a horse. Polk County Police arrested 53-year-old Donna Byrne after multiple drivers called 911 to report a woman on a horse hoofing it down a busy highway. Byrne registered a blood alcohol content of .161, double the legal limit in Florida. She was also charged with animal neglect for endangering and failing to provide proper protection for the horse. Deputies took the horse to the Polk County Sheriff's Animal Control Livestock Facility, while Byrne was booked into the Polk County Jail.
Police responded to a clear call for help late Tuesday that came, it turned out, from a parrot. A package deliverer heard what he believed to be the sounds of a woman screaming for help on his route Monday evening. A police officer arrived on scene as the UPS driver waited outside the house where he heard the screams. The officer found that the screamer was in fact a parrot named Diego, who was by all appearances doing just fine.
Wow, a parrot that cries woof, huh?
Exactly. That is all we have for tonight's edition of Newswatch. Tune in next Tuesday for more news, weather, and sports.
Thank you again for tuning in, and good night, Ames.